Thank you, Senator Mitchell. It's great to see you as always. We're now going to be moving on to Senator Hancock, who is here to be able to speak on behalf of Senator Liu. We have two bills in which she'll be presenting. The first one is Senate Bill 942, focusing on dependency proceedings and relative caregivers. I want to make sure that all folks draw everyone's attention. There was a recent amendment that was taken this morning. All committee members, their staffs received an electronic version, and we also have hard versions here at the desk, and each member that has been present has been handed a hard copy as well. So, Senator, the floor is yours, and I want to make sure that you on behalf of Senator Liu, you're comfortable with the committee amendments.
I'm very comfortable with the committee amendments. They take care of the only concerns I had heard about the bill. And I think in many ways, Mr. Chair, these two bills are companion pieces to the one we just heard from Senator Mitchell. SB 942 addresses the timely placement of dependent children with relatives. We know that that placement is generally the best, preferred, and most effective option for children who can't continue to live safely with their parents. Timely placement in a stable environment with relatives is directly linked to educational success, greater stability, and greater likelihood of eventual family reunification. Yet in spite of current law, too many of California's foster children remain in shelters or foster homes for extended periods of time, even after an appropriate relative has requested placement. These are often the result of unwarranted delays in the assessment process or in securing required exemptions, as was commented on, for past criminal history. Really, I think the witness at our last bill said it better than I ever could, that when placement with willing and able and loving relatives is delayed for months or years while children languish in foster care or congregate care, we have further traumatized these children, and we have set them back in their life course. So SB 942 ensures that children who have been removed from their parents' homes are placed expediently with appropriate relatives by creating timelines for court-ordered assessments of a relative's home and specifying a procedure for the court to oversee the assessment and placement process. And I would ask for your aye vote. I have some witnesses in support.
Thank you so much, Senator. If you could just please state your first and last and the organization you're with, please.
Good afternoon again, honorable members. My name is Susan Abrams, and I'm the Policy Director with Children's Law Center of California. We represent the children in the dependency court system in Los Angeles and Sacramento County, approximately 32,000 foster children. I thank you for your consideration and urge your support of SB 942, legislation that is critically needed to facilitate the timely placement of children in foster care with appropriate relatives. As described in the analysis, studies have shown that there are many benefits to relative placements. A recent study indicated that these benefits are enhanced when children are placed with relatives at the earliest opportunity. Both state and federal law recognize these advantages and require placement with a relative as quickly as possible if an appropriate relative is available. This begs the question, why is this bill needed? From our perspective, it is desperately needed because in spite of current law, time and time again, we encounter delays in relative placements. Since I began practicing law as a dependency attorney over 10 years ago, this issue has been at the forefront of our practice. These delays can be caused by a misunderstanding about the current placement laws, a lack of communication within different departments of the child welfare system, undue delays with space waivers or criminal history exemptions, or for reasons we often do not know. And unfortunately, our ability to ensure the timely placement of relatives is limited due to inadequate legal remedies. There's no deadline, and assessment can take weeks, months, or sometimes even years, as in the case of Ms. Jones, who you will hear from next. SB 942 would change this by creating timelines for relative placements and a mechanism for judicial oversight. part of this language is really codifying what has become common practice in many courts in Los Angeles County, where a hearing is set 7 days after the initial detention hearing to review the assessment of prospective relative caregivers. This practice has been extremely effective in our courts and served as a motivation for the language. The bill would also require assessments to be completed within specified timeframes and calls for the Child Welfare County Agency to assist, to the extent possible, in accessing any paperwork needed for a criminal history exemption. The thrust of our relative placement statutes is that if a child can be placed safely with an appropriate relative, he or she should be. This is undoubtedly in the best interest of our clients. SB 942 strengthens this core value, and we urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Abrams, and I've just been informed that you have bipartisan support on this bill,
Fantastic.
which is great news. Hey, there we go. Senator Hancock's bringing it home. Watch out. I like it, which means if you could just, not at all trying to be offensive, if you don't mind keeping your words to 3 minutes or less, we greatly appreciate that.
I'll try.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to tell my story. My name is Sadie Jones. I am the paternal great aunt and de facto parent of my niece, who I will refer to as baby girl or my niece. My niece was born November 20th. 10 days later, in a phone conference with her parents, county social workers, and other family members, it was agreed by everyone that I would adopt my niece. She was placed in my home on December the 5th, 2012. On December the 11th, she received a phone call to come to court. When I arrived at court, I was told that paternity had not been determined, and they was taking her out of my home. They took my niece, and I was devastated and bewildered. All they took was her bottle, some diapers. I had her car seat, her stroller, and all of her clothes. During this time, I tried to contact her, the social workers, through emails, phone calls. They did not respond. I wanted to request visits, and I was not given any visits. I was not told where she was. The paternity was finally determined February 13th, and reunification was granted to the parents at that time. 7 months later, August 8th, in 2013, I was called by a county social worker and asked me if I wanted to take my niece out of foster care and adopt her, and I agreed. I was told to have my life scan done, which was done on September the 25th. In October and November, I contacted social workers to come and assess my home. I got no response from them. Finally, on December 16, a kinship worker came to my home to do an assessment, but they never gave me the results of the assessment. I didn't know if I passed or I failed. On November the 11th, I was allowed to visit my niece for the first time. Excuse me, for 14 months.
You're doing great.
During this time, my niece was forced to bond with non-attached family members, which was confusing and detrimental to her growth and development. Although I was not allowed to visit Malika, I attended all of her court hearings. On January 15th, there was a 366 hearing. At the hearing, the judge stated that she was not aware that any family members was willing to adopt my niece. Although there were 2 paternal aunts willing to adopt my niece, Denise Billingsley and myself. The judge ruled that she remained in foster care and continued the court date until January 22nd. On January 22nd, a different judge ruled pursuit 361 for preferential consideration should be given to families when children are taken from their parent. 3 days later, my niece was placed back into my home, which was a time of rejoicing for me and my family. She was 14 months old. While she was in my home, she formed identity and recognition not only with herself, but with me as her mother, who provided her with clothing, food, comfort, security, affectionate hugs, full-time presence, words of affirmation and encouragement. I taught her cognitive development skills every day, and she grew to be accustomed to her routine, which is very important for toddlers at her age. My greatest desire was to help her grow and develop into a great person and to succeed in life physically, emotionally, social, spiritually, and financially. On July 20th, 2015, the judge ruled that my niece should be removed from my home and placed back into a foster home where she had lived for 14 months because the judge said she had bonded with that family. On July 30th, she was torn away from her family again and forced to bond and attach with non-family members. Moving her into a new environment was a shocking and traumatic experience for her and our family. I'm worried that it would be detrimental to her continued development and securely attached to others in the future. She is 3 years old and currently in a foster home, but I'm fighting to get her back into my care. I love her. We bonded as mother and daughter, and I am her biological family. I did everything I needed to do, but the social workers did not do what they needed to do in a timely manner. I'm still battling to get my niece back into my home. I support the Senate Bill 942. This bill should be passed. It might not help me, but it will help others. It could help other children from being torn away from their families. Thank you.
Ms. Jones, just want to say thank you. We are grateful that you made the decision to be able to talk about Malika here today. And it is horribly tragic, and we are so appreciative of your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Okay, oh.
This
there
is
we go.
Senator Lou's staff.
All right, it's good to
My
see you.
staff right now.
All right, hey, there we go. Would like to be able to see if there are any other individuals who are in support. If you could just keep it to your first and last and organization and your position on the bill.
Lexi Howard with the Juvenile Court Judges of California, a section of the California Judges Association, in strong support.
Lexi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Angie Schwartz with the Alliance for Children's Rights, also in strong support. We really need to be able to recruit more foster families, and that starts with being able to place children with relatives on a timely basis. That's our best source of recruitment. Anything we can do to streamline the process and ensure children get placed with relatives will overcome our shortage in foster homes as well.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Hey, hey.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Kathy Sunderling with the County Welfare Directors Association. Wanted to thank the author in absentia and your staff, as well as the sponsors of the legislation for working to address the concerns. The amendments that are laid out in the analysis enable us to say, please move the bill out of committee today. Thank you.
I do want to say thank you to the welfare directors and to, in particular, Senator Liu and her team for working together on this. So thank you so much.
Robert Stevenson again with Ladle. We have 21,000 parents, indigent parents we represent. We're strongly in support of the bill.
Thank you so much, sir. Would anyone else like to speak in support of the bill? Are there any individuals that have concerns or are opposed to the bill? If you are, if you could please come forward. All right, we're going to bring it back to Senator Hancock to be able to see if we have any closing comments.
Simply, I would ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. Let's go to a roll call vote, please. And this is going to be a do pass as amended to the Judiciary Committee. Mr. Teamer. Oh, that's right. Hot damn. Let's go, Senator. Thank you. I got so excited we had bipartisan support. It was great. I apologize. Please, Mr. Teamer.
McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill. Hancock.
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Liu. Wynn. Aye. Wynn, aye. 3.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We're going to keep Senator Hancock there, but before we do, I'd like to be able to go back to Senate Bill 904 and see if we have an add-on, and this is a do pass to appropriations. Right now, it's currently a 2-0.
Berryhill. Liu. Wynn. Aye. Wynn, aye. 3.
We have 3 votes. We'll keep the roll open, but it has enough to be able to get out. And let's move on to a potential add-on to Senate Bill 1201, which is Senator Mitchell. And this is a do pass as amended to the Rules Committee, currently at a 2-0 vote.
Berryhill. Liu. Wynn. Aye. Wynn, aye.
Thank you so much, and appreciate everyone's patience on that. So right now, on the 942, we have a 3-0. We're going to keep that open until Senator Liu is back from transportation. We're going to keep moving on with Senator Hancock here and looking at Senate Bill 1056, Juveniles and Family Reunification. Just heads up, this is receiving bipartisan support, so I'm going to ask that each of our speakers truncate your words, if you don't mind, just because we have a lot in front of us, and I do want to say thank you very much for being here. So Senator Hancock, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is a slightly different aspect, but of the same issue about how to do family reunification. 1056 recognizes the unique challenges of homeless parents trying to reunify with their children who have been placed in the foster care system, and accelerates the family reunification process when parents have satisfied all other objectives of their court-ordered case plan necessary to reunify with their children, and their only remaining barrier is the lack of housing. Now, this comes about because homeless parents parents who do not have physical custody of their children are not eligible to receive public assistance to obtain housing. So, once lost, they can end up pulling their lives together but not having stable housing, which then is the reason not to have family reunification. This bill requires counties to include, for parents who are in substantial compliance with the court-ordered case plan and for which housing is the sole barrier to reunification with the child, information regarding the services offered by the county that will help the parents secure housing. It allows the counties to expend, in addition to local funding, federal funds to assist these parents in securing housing. And again, like the previous bill, this is based on a successful pilot program now operating in LA County. And I have several witnesses.
Thank you so much. And Senator Hancock, I want to confirm that you are going to be taking the amendments on behalf of Senator Lowe.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we'll be taking the amendments. Who would like to be able to kick us off?
Again, Robert Stevenson. I'm with the lawyers, Los Angeles Lawyers Dependency, nonprofit representing 21,000 parents in the system. Thank you, Senator Hancock. I won't go over what she said because she's right on as far as what the issues are in this bill. I was part of the group that put together the pilot program in Los Angeles that she's talking about, and the pilot program was composed of DCFS, DPSS, housing stakeholders, First Five people, and the court to develop some protocols that would identify obstacles that parents had who were involved in the child dependency system. Because, as she said, a parent who has complied substantially with the case plan, have much difficulty in getting their child returned because they don't have a home. And so we were able to have this pilot demonstrate with appropriate services put in place and with First Five funding, they would fund for children 5 and under in this pilot, that we were successful in putting together, I think it was 19 families, 61 children who were able to be returned to their parent because of what this pilot program did. And what we've done, and this bill, Ladle has done as a sponsor, is just kind of scaled up the pilot program into this bill. So we would, I think it's a tremendous bill, and we would urge you to move this bill forward. I think it's going to the Judiciary Committee afterwards. But we have today Astrid Vidal Guzman. She's one of our success stories. And I thought it would be good to put a face on some of the words that we're trying to have everyone understand.
Ms. Guzman, it's good to see you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi and good afternoon, everybody. I would like to thank everybody and Mr. Bob Stevenson for letting me be a part of this important event. My name is Astrid Vidal, and I am 29 years old. I have a son named Isaiah Landry, and he's 9 years old. He was in the system for a year and 7 months before I got him back in my custody. He was first taken away in August 2014 because of domestic violence and also because I was an alcohol addict. And I didn't realize the importance of my son being with me and how important his well-being was. When Isaiah was detained, I lost CalWorks and was placed or put on general relief. I did everything my social worker told me to do. Domestic violence classes, parenting classes, as well as a drug inpatient program. And although I did everything she asked, it just wasn't enough. The last step was finding housing to bring my son home, and that was very hard to do since I have bad credit. Nobody was willing to rent to me. And Isaiah had already been in 2 foster homes and 2 group homes, so I didn't want to lose him. Because the judge said if I didn't have housing by March 15th, a progress date, he was going to get adopted. So the judge signed an order referring me to Families Coming Home Together, FCHT, the pilot program, to help me find housing. Through the Families Coming Home Together program, I got connected to Catholic Charities, and with God's help, they made it possible for me to acquire housing. Once I got housing, they released my son to me 5 days later on March 11, 2016. Now we're just starting our lives back together again. This program is such a blessing for single moms like myself because it offers them help when all hope is about to be lost. This amazing program can help a lot of people that are struggling like I was and offer them the support other programs cannot. I support this program and this bill, and it would be great if more people would support it as well so they can get all the help they need. Thank you for all your time and your support.
Susan, that was fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your son as well.
Thank you.
A lot of work. Goodness.
Thank you.
Wonderful job. Thank you so much. We'd like to be able to see if we have any other individuals that would like to be able to speak in support of the bill. If you could just please keep your comments, your first and last, your organization, and your position on the bill.
Alan Hertzfeld on behalf of the Judicial Council in support.
Oh, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yolanda Pineda, Children's Law Center of California, in support.
Thanks, Yolanda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Kathy Sunderling with the County Welfare Directors Association, also in support. Because we're reflected in the analysis, we'd requested amendments to clarify the role that we play, a collaborative and referral type of role. We're not the housing authorities, so we can't necessarily provide that direct service. We appreciate those being included in the analysis. We don't remove children just because the parent is homeless. There need to be abuse or neglect issues, but we have to be able to reunify to a safe home environment. We appreciate that recognition and support efforts like this bill and efforts like bringing families home, which is a conversation in the budget. I think one point that we noted in our letter that we'll be happy to continue working with the author and sponsors on is the question of in the LA pilot, which has been a tremendous success, but was a pretty small pilot. 5 days was the day of return. Will that work in a statewide environment? We'd like to continue working with them and with our folks to make sure that we have enough time to go out and assess the home to make sure it is that safe environment that we're looking for. But overall, we're so pleased to hear the success story that was provided today and to support these efforts to help with the housing crisis that we're facing statewide across all our programs.
Thank you so much. Any other individuals that would like to be able to speak in support of the bill? I'd like to be able to see if anyone has any concerns or who are opposed to the bill to please come forward to the microphone. Why don't we bring it back to Senator Hancock for any closing comments?
Simply to say that there is an 85 to 95% housing retention rate in the families in the pilot program. It also costs about $12,000 to $20,000 per family to do the rehousing, and out-of-home care costs $44,000 roughly a year. Therefore, this is good for parents, good for children, good for counties. I would respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion to pass?
I would move.
Hey, there we go. Thank you so much. Pass as amended to Judiciary. We have a motion. Let's do a roll call vote, please.
McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill. Hancock.
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Lou.
Aye.
Wynn.
I'm sorry, aye.
Wynn, aye. Thank you.
I say Lou, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm doing 3 things at the same time.
That's 3.
Thank you so much. That will pass out of committee. It is a 3-0. We are going to keep the roll open to have Senator Lou come on back from Transportation. Again, thank you so much, both of you. Senator Hancock, what a pitch hit. I like it. Great job. We now have the incredible senator from the great city of Sacramento here today. We have Senator Pan. Senator Pan, thank you so much for your assistance. We were looking for folks, and then Senator Hancock came in. So I do appreciate your patience, sir. Senator Pan is going to be presenting Senate Bill 947 on public assistance and personal interviews. Senator Pan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members. I'm here to present SB 947. Current law currently requires a face-to-face interview for CalWORK applicants, even though in this 21st century, we're all going around with our iPhones and telephones were invented a while ago, that basically make it possible to really interview people telephonically, through video or electronically, which is more efficient. And for the past 5 years, California has actually been conducting telephone interviews for the CalFresh program. This effort started when California was deep in the recession and the CalFresh caseload ballooned, and without the administrative resources to process applications the old-fashioned way, the face-to-face interview. And today, in fact, all counties offer the applicant the choice of an in-person face-to-face interview or telephone interview. In fact, some counties have even adopted telephonic signatures to make the process more efficient. California's CalFresh has certainly not experienced an increase in error rates over the last 5 years, even though in-person interviews were mostly eliminated statewide. And error rates actually went down when CalFresh face-to-face interviews were removed. So this bill would actually give the county the option to do telephone interviews for CalWORKs just like they do for CalFresh. And so today I have with me Kevin Slanian of CCWRO and Kathy Sunderling of the Welfare Directors Association, who are co-sponsoring the bill with the Western Center for Law and Poverty, and appreciate your support for the bill. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Pan.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Kathy Sunderling with the County Welfare Directors Association. As Dr. Pan noted, I'm one of the co-sponsors and pleased to be here to support the bill. As he noted, we've made strides toward better use of technology across all of our programs, CalFresh and Medi-Cal in particular, but we really haven't caught up yet in the CalWORKs program, so this bill would take an important step toward that. It would also allow counties to redirect resources that today we need to use for administrative purposes to actually helping people get to work and get to training programs and get off of CalWORKs and using those resources more wisely. For those reasons, we're pleased to co-sponsor the legislation and appreciate your support.
Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging with us today. Kevin.
Kevin Aslan, Coalition of California Welfare Rights Organizations. For the same reasons, to bring this program into the 21st century, we support this bill.
Thank you. Kevin, you've been busy today. You've been busy today. I know. Thank you so much. Hey, there we go. Yes. It's good to see you.
Mr. Chair and members, Elizabeth Landsberg with the Western Center on Law and Poverty, the third co-sponsor, urge your support to modernize and get rid of the in-person interviews. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do appreciate that. Would like to go to see if we have any other individuals that would come speak in support. If you could just please state your first and last, the organization, and your position on the bill.
Judy Darnell with the United Ways of California, and it's very strong support of this bill.
Thank you so much, Judy. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Hi there, Sarah Palmer, California Association of Food Banks, in strong support of this
Thanks,
bill.
Sarah.
Bob Campbell for the California Alternative Payment Program Association. Deneen McLetty couldn't be here today. She's over in the Assembly covering that. This is more important, so she sent me over here. Urgent I vote.
Hey, right on. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Farah McDade Ting with the California State Association of Counties in support.
Farah, thanks so much for being here, for your work. Anyone else in support? Would like to be able to see if anyone has concerns or who are opposed, please come forward. All right, let's bring it back to the good senator. I want to make sure that you are comfortable with the committee amendments.
Yes.
All right, absolutely. If you'd like to be able to issue a closing statement.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
I just want to, just for clarification. Now, is this a requirement that we're not doing in-person interview anymore, or because I heard the comments over here saying that I'm glad that now we're getting rid of it, of the in-person. So this is an option.
So yeah, this is an
Okay, I just
opt-in.
wanted-
The county gets to decide, but this gives them the ability to do that because right now they can't.
Okay.
So this is an option. If the county feels like they want a face-to-face interview because they feel that for whatever reasons, verification, et cetera, they can do that.
Yeah, I just want to
Pardon me for speaking imprecisely, and it also gives the consumer the right if she or he wants an in-person interview.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments? Senator, closing comment?
Just again, this is a win-win. It saves money for the county. It helps make it more accessible for the clients, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion to approve? The bill has been moved by Senator Hancock. Roll call vote, please.
McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill. Hancock. Hancock, aye. Liu. Nguyen. 2.
All right, so this is right now going to be on call. It's a 2-0 vote. We need a third to be able to pass out. We're going to keep the roll call open until Senator Liu is back.
Okay, thank you.
Senator, it's good to see you, sir. Thank you so much. All right, so this is the best part. Mariva, when she was out, she learned how to do some tango. And so until we have the next senator come back, she's going to be doing a little tango. Am I right, Mariva? All of a sudden, it got really awkward. Okay, I guess not. So please enjoy yourselves. We have chocolate in the back. We are going to take a, Kevin is going to do tango, I just heard. All right, see, there we go. Watch out. We're going to take a 5-minute recess. 5-minute recess. We are going to hunt down some senators, and we'll be right back with you. It is 2:31. We will reconvene at 2:36.